So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you another FIFA 19 career mode experiment. Today, we are going to be testing what happens when every single player on FIFA 19 is 1 overall, but has the potential to grow to 99. Yes, we've made every single player the worst they can possibly be, whilst also having the capabilities to be the best player ever to exist in the universe. There's a big growth spurt, really, for everybody involved. As you can see from our squad, the entirety of the team is 1. Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, flipping Roberto Firmino, Mohamed Salah. But the case for all of them is that, theoretically, they can all grow to 99. Now, this is going to be an experiment in itself because I don't even know whether a player can go from 1 to 99 in career mode. It's probably quite difficult. There's going to be a lot of different factors to this experiment. We're obviously going to have, for a start, everyone at the start of the experiment being exactly equal, and that causes pandemonium in itself. On top of that, we'll obviously have the younger players, I imagine, growing quicker than the older players, so teams with a younger squad will naturally be better than teams with an older squad. However, on the flip side, you know, if a player retires in season 1, they're going to have a regen that's significantly better than 1 overall. What I'm trying to say is, it's going to be complete pandemonium, ladies and gentlemen, and if you go on to enjoy it, slap a like on this video. Alright, so I mean, in fairness, we're only 3 months in. We're in literally November, and there's already been a lot of growth, like a lot of growth in the team already. Trent Alexander-Arnold's gone up to 5. I don't even know how he's managed that. We haven't even had 5 months for him to go up that many times. The stamina for absolutely everybody involved is an absolute catastrophe, but so the shortlist for your player of the year, defender of the year, all that sort of jazz has stayed the same. I saw Lionel Messi on the shortlist for player of the year, so I thought I'd research the keys on the transfer system, and as you can see, he's still 1 overall. How is Lionel Messi getting shortlisted for player of the year when he's 5 times worse than Trent Alexander-Arnold ratings-wise? He's got a value of £1,000, and his release clause is £198 million. Trent Alexander-Arnold is 6 overall. Jesus Christ. We've gone all the way through the summer transfer window and all the way through the January transfer window. There's not been a single transfer. So the Premier League season is done, and we, as Liverpool, have actually won the league. I don't know why or how. Only 64 points scored, though. 64! That has got to be the lowest amount of points ever to win a Premier League title. Watford in second with 63, then it's West Ham and Palace on 59. Arsenal and Spurs dangerously close to the relegation zone, whilst in the relegation zone are Manchester City, Wolves, and Cardiff. We're 1 season in, and we've already got a big team feeling the wrath of this experiment. Your FA Cup was won by Brentford. They beat Reading 2-1 in the final, whilst Carabao Cup victors were Rochdale. Why do Rochdale always do this in these experiments? The Champions League was won by German side Hoffenheim, and the Europa League was won by Strømsgodset from Norway. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. It was an all-Nordic affair in the final. Brazil have announced their squad for the Copa America, and I literally don't know any of the players whatsoever in it. So the biggest grower in the team was Kiana Herva, who went up an incredible 10 to 11. As you can see, obviously it still says the overall changes from his overall when we started the game, which I think was 61. The most expensive players in the side are currently well, there's a lot of them, but basically they're all like 20k in value. It's season 2, we're already starting to get the ridiculous results. Fulham have won the league, and they've done it as an invincible team. Just take that in for a moment. Fulham have won the league with 88 points. They haven't lost a single game. 52 goals scored. They didn't concede a single goal. How do you even do that? Middlesbrough, promoted from the Championship, have gone straight in and finished 2nd, with Huddersfield Town in 3rd, and newly promoted Aston Villa, 4th, also unbeaten, also haven't conceded any goals, the same as Arsenal below them. Arsenal have gone invincible all season and haven't even got in the Champions League. Leeds relegated, Leicester relegated, and what a shot, Manchester United relegated. Who would have seen that coming? The FA Cup was won by Arsenal. They did concede a goal in that game. They faced Cheltenham Town, and the Carabao Cup was won by Crew Alexandra. Cheltenham Town once again beaten in a cup Cup final. The Champions League was won by Danish side FC Midtjylland over Borussia Mönchengladbach, of course. Meanwhile, the Europa League was won by French side Lille. They beat Heerenveen in the final. The top scorer in the league was Duffus for Huddersfield Town. 27 goals in 37 games. I don't even know who that is. Meanwhile, 3 goalkeepers got 38 clean sheets out of 38 games. And here is why. Because they're regen goalkeepers, so they're all of a ridiculous overall already. Obviously, they're coming up against attackers who are 6 overall, 8 overall. At the end of the day, Alex Maracek is 86 overall. He's not gonna concede any goals against them. The other leagues are mental as well. The Championship was won by Sunderland. They got 118 points. The Bundesliga was won by Hanover, Bayern finishing only in 2nd place, while Stuttgart and Hertha Berlin go down. Over in Serie A, AC Milan finishing top on 101 points, then Parma, Cagliari and Juventus. And over in Spain, Deportivo La Coruña won La Liga, and they didn't lose a single game either. Ratings-wise, there's been some serious growth again for the younger players. Kiana Hervey is now up to 19. However, he's already 18 years of age. He's probably got about 6 or 7 good years of growth in him. You never know, he might reach a really good overall. Ryan Brewster as well is up to a mammoth 17 overall. Football is well and truly coming home, my G's. It's not the World Cup, but we are victorious in the Euros. Do I know how we've done this? Absolutely not. England have won Euro 2020 2-0 against Sweden of all teams in the final. Season 3 and this experiment is already well and truly off the rails. Rotherham United have won the Premier League. They've done it unbeaten on 88 points and not conceded a single goal. Second were Middlesbrough on 85 points, who conceded only 1 goal. Arsenal finished 3rd. They conceded only 4 all season. Charlton in 4th, then Bournemouth in 5th. West Ham, Southampton and Brighton go down. The FA Cup was won by Crewe Alexandra this season, whilst your Carabao Cup victors are Coventry City. The Champions League has been won by Grasshopper Zurich. Like, I don't understand why. Meanwhile, the Europa League was won by a team I have genuinely never heard of. I actually don't know who that is. The best player now in the Liverpool team is Ryan Brewster. He's up to 24 overall, but he's 21 years of age. I don't see him reaching 99 anytime soon, really. I don't know what Rotherham have put in their cereal every morning, but they need to just calm down. They've won the league again, 98 points, this time 10 points clear of 2nd placed Coventry City. Charlton 3rd and Villa 4th. What an unbelievable top 4 in the Premier League. We've got Arsenal in P7, Barnsley in P12, Liverpool and Chelsea 14th and 15th respectively. Spurs escape relegation by 1 point, whilst Newcastle, Everton and Watford go down. Again, we look at the cups. Rotherham United smacked up Coventry City in the final. They are infinitely better than everyone. The Carabao Cup, however, was won by Coventry. They beat Crewe in the final. The Champions League was won by Rotherham United as well. Meanwhile, another team I've literally never heard of won the Europa League. I think that's a Norwegian side. No more complete shutouts anymore. Pierre Rias managing to get only 35 clean sheets. However, apparently Blackwood from Charlton got 21. Hang on a sec, I'm sorry. One of their goalkeepers has got 35 clean sheets, and the other one has got 21. There's not that many games in a season. That's 46 games in a 38-game season. In the Championship, we've got Exeter City getting promoted to the Premier League, are completely invincible. Meanwhile, down in League 2, we've got any Premier League sides. We have Cardiff. League 1 was won by Marseille, so a relatively big side still doing well there. At Stade Rennais and Amiens. Down towards the bottom, Paris Saint-Germain mid-table, whilst Lyon were relegated. Over in the Bundesliga, Bayern, out of all of this, have still somehow won the Bundesliga. Leipzig and Dortmund relegated. Meanwhile, in the 3rd tier of German football, Wolfsburg have already slipped down to being almost the worst side in the entire country. Serie A was won by Bologna ahead of Milan and Livorno. Juve was 6th, and then down towards the middle of the table are Inter and Roma. Whilst in La Liga, Numancia are top of the table table ahead of Osasuna. FC Barcelona finished 12th in the second tier of Spanish football. Real Madrid finished 21st. It's no longer coming home. It's cancelled. Consider it off and consider it away from home. Italy have won the World Cup 3-1 against Germany in the final. That's not all that surprising as far as World Cups go, really. We actually lost the third place playoff to the Ivory Coast. Phenomenal. That's good to hear. I love how we're still getting bids for our players. Actually, that's a point. What transfers has there even been? There has actually been some now. All right. I mean, obviously, the big ones are going to be regens. Well, there's barely been any. I don't know what's going on at Spurs and Chelsea, and Liverpool for that matter, but it's quite the travesty. Spurs have gone down with 7 points, 124 goals conceded. Meanwhile, at the top of the table, Coventry finally dethroned Rotherham United, 105 points scored. Meanwhile, in the FA Cup, Fulham beat Coventry 3-0 to win that tournament. The Carabao Cup trophy goes home with Coventry City, though, however. They beat Preston in the final. The Champions League was won by Antalyaspor of Turkey. They've been knocking on the door. Manchester City, Watford and Newcastle all relegated down to League One. Newcastle scored 5 points in 46 games. Brighton, Manchester United and West Ham all go down to League Two. Over in France, Auxerre completed the double by winning the Europa League and Ligue 1. Paris Saint-Germain go down in second last. The Bundesliga was won by Erzberger Au. I can't remember how that's pronounced. I probably butchered it completely, but they won the league. In the second tier is where the likes of Dortmund and Stuttgart are hanging out. They're in the mid-table. Leipzig go down again. The Portuguese league was won by Desportivo Aves, that team that I hadn't heard of earlier. Scottish Premier League champions were Dundee FC. And finally over in Spain, Osasuna score the most points out of them all. 99, agonizingly close to the Centurion club. And in the Liga Adelante, as it used to be called, I don't know whether it's called that anymore, but Barcelona were 5th, then Atletico 19th, Valencia 20th, Real Madrid 21st, and Villarreal propping up the table again. And with that all said and done, that is where we are going to end today's FIFA 19 career mode experiment. I would have loved to have shown you the best players on the game, but for some reason, GTN scouting just wasn't working with this experiment. I literally couldn't find players who were good. It just wasn't working at all. And given every single player on the game has 99 potential, it'd be impossible to seek them all out just by searching for them myself. But if you enjoyed this video, slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Feel free to let me know what other experiments you want to see down in the comment section below. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.